Hello, friends. I'm back. I'm back. And I feel like I've cocooned and turned into a butterfly. I feel like a new person. The person on the other end of this podcast is so different, has evolved so much since the last time we've spoken. And I'm so grateful to have this intimate space. Like, I feel like the people who listen to the podcast are my friends. Are the people who have followed my journey because your journey looks similar, because we have something in common. And it's so exciting to be back. Oh my God. And the first question I want to lead with as you listen to this new podcast, this new show with me, is have you ever just woke up one day and said, fuck it to anything you didn't want? Because you knew that if you didn't do it, you only have two options. You die knowing that you wanted to and you didn't. Or you just do the thing. You do the thing you want to do. It doesn't have to be that complicated. I think we make so many things in life complicated. Growing our businesses, knowing what to do in relationships, knowing how to show up on social media. We think we don't know, but we know. We know deep down, and we're afraid of that power. We're afraid of seeing ourselves in the mirror and looking ourselves in the eye and knowing that truth, knowing our truth. Whether you followed me because you saw that I thought I tried to be a straight woman. I tried to be with a man because I was raised in the South and in religion and thought that's how it was supposed to be. And I was literally taught as a little girl, literally heard things like, do not make more money than your husband because then he'll depend on you and you'll have to work. And it was praised to be, and there's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mother, but it was actually in my world and in my family, it was actually looked down upon to be a working woman because you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You're damned if you don't make enough money, right? In my family's or in society's, Southern society's world, you're damned if you do, but you don't make enough, quote unquote. You're not enough. Or you are damned if you do, because how dare you make more money than your husband, and then maybe he'll depend on you, and then maybe you're stuck working and not able to be a mom. So it was like a catch-22 of not being able to even see my potential. And I feel like if you're listening to this, you feel like you've got potential in you and you relate to me because you see that I've used it somehow in a way that you want to. And probably that's because of social media, because I show up and I share so much there. And so you see what I've done with my potential and how I've built my business through social media, through communicating with you all. And that's amazing. But there's some potential in you. There's something in you. And I literally want to cry right now as I share this because I feel so led to get back on here and podcast. It's like I don't want to give up on you. And I don't want to not show up, because what if one thing that I say is the thing that changes it for you? Because I've gotten messages from women around the world that it changed it for them because they realized they were just gay and they left. But I want to do so much more than that. I want you to like this show, whether you're straight or you're gay or whatever it is. If you missed it, my journey is now pretty much stripped off the internet. But I really, really thought that I was heterosexual, even though looking back, I complied to societal and religious norms. And I realized I was bi in my 20s, and I hid it from myself for a long time. And then eventually I was honest with myself. And then once I actually had an experience with a girl, I realized I was completely a lesbian, and I had been doing things because I thought I had to. Now, one of the things that I'm going to talk about now, I want you just to relate it to your life. Recently, I've looked around and I go, do I even want to live here? Do I even want to be here? Do I even want to do what I'm doing right now here? Because have I ever thought about the decision I'm making to live where I live because that's a familial and societal expectation? Or is it something I actually want? And for so long, I thought I really wanted to buy a home in a specific neighborhood and have a specific life. And maybe that is my true desire. But right now, I'm actually stepping back and going, what is my true desire? Or what was I told is my true desire? Are they different from one another? And I want you to ask yourself, what do you actually want? Or what were you told to want? And even more than that, what were you told? It's wrong, it's unsafe, it's too different, it's too risky to want that. What were you told not to want? Excuse me while I blow my nose. I got emotional for a moment. And I swear, once I tear up once, it just keeps coming. The bottom line is you do it, you do the thing, you make the changes, or you don't. Everyone says it's hard. I could have said, you don't know my situation. I don't have the security I need to make this decision right now to uproot my whole life when I've worked for my ex-partner for so long and start over on my own. I could have used that as an excuse. Instead, I am so grateful that I didn't. I'm so grateful that I said I either do it or I don't. I either do it or I die knowing that I wanted to die, live and die with a woman and not a man. And in order for me to get this freedom is the ultimate goal for all of us. I don't know what you think you want, but somehow that is linked to freedom of your spirit. It's you getting to choose what you want. And that's our ultimate desire. On a core level, once you break down everything, it's freedom to want what you want, whether that's business or love. And you either want what you want and you go for it, or you don't. You deny yourself. And when you deny yourself what you want, you deny yourself from working towards the goals you want. You deny yourself from the kind of sex you want to have, the kind of love you want to have, the kind of freedom you want to have because you actually went all in and invested in yourself and your business. When you deny yourself that is what creates depression. That is what creates this conflict internally, the conflict that keeps you up at night, the conflict that makes your heart beat, the conflict that makes your head hurt, the conflict that makes you feel like, what the fuck is wrong? Why can't I just be happy? It's because you're fighting against yourself. You're going against yourself. And I just want to share that I quit going against myself and I found myself. The moment I asked myself, what do you really want? And that is a scary fucking question if you ask yourself that, but you know you're not willing to make the change. It is a scary question to ask yourself if you know you're too lazy to actually take the steps you need to take to see the change. It is a scary question to ask yourself if you know you care about what other people think more than about what you feel in your own fucking body. It is a scary question because you either do it or you die knowing you didn't do it. And I am here to be an example of someone who did it and someone who goes, it's hard. But I will tell you one thing. The one thing that's helped me so much and what this show is going to be so much about, mindset and personal branding. Because here's the deal. Without a personal brand, I would have been up a creek without a paddle. A personal brand is what gave me some security as I made this huge life change. And the truth is, my personal brand might be 333,000 followers across platforms, but yours could be 3,000. I know women, truly know them personally, who have 3,000 followers and are able to be so niched down that they're able to bring in the exact same amount of income that I did when I first started my journey with 200,000 followers. because they figured out how to niche down and speak to a specific audience and solve a specific problem. And for so long, I played around because I didn't have to build my personal brand with seriousness. I would joke and tell people my personal brand is for shoe money. It's for some cryptocurrency, for the stock market. I worked hard, don't get me wrong. Oh my God. I built brands for my ex-partner, very successful brands, very successful collaborations, but I didn't really hone in on what I was good at on my personal brand. I dumbed down myself so that I could be entertaining. And maybe you follow me because you know me as like the sugar baby of TikTok. I was never a sugar baby. I just had an older boyfriend. I worked with him, worked for him, and I helped build his brands. And in order for me to grow aggressively without really putting in a lot of work to solve problems because I was working on his brands, I just grew with entertaining videos. At the end of the day, your content's got to be shareable, okay? And you can do that in two ways. It can be very entertaining, very frivolous, very hilarious. And those are the things people share. And that's a whole strategy on its own. Or you can strategize to solve problems and show up and help people with the thing that God made you good at. And I'm shifting in my business to do that because that's what I'm good at. I'm good at, I know I want to be your hype girl because that's what I feel I know I'm meant to be. And I want to be your hype girl very specifically for your mindset and your personal brand. Because it's something I've done. It's something I've mastered. It's something I made major mistakes with. And here I am telling you, like, I dawdled around, as my best friend Andre says. I diddled, okay? I diddled because I didn't have to. I didn't need to make my own money. I had a man for that. Well, that was a belief. And a belief is just a thought you think over and over and over again. And it became so true for me that I blocked myself from my own potential. And whether you've done this in your life on some level because of a relationship or because of something else totally different, I want you to apply this to you. Where have you blocked your own potential because of a belief that someone told you when you were a child, and it's a thought you think over and over again, and it is programmed in you? You might not realize it. You might not realize it till I'm asking you this hard question right now. What is that for you? What's holding you back? Because you're just as worthy as anyone else to make the change. Whew, I need some water. Haven't podcasted in a while. You're just as worthy. You're just as worthy as me. And within 7 months, I 10 times my income using social media. Within 7 months. Now the sky's the fucking limit. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to teach you how to do it, because the cool thing that I learned is you really don't need a lot of followers to make an impact and make a profit at all. At all. You need engaged followers. You need people who know why they follow you and how you can help them. And whether you're using your personal brand as an asset, like social equity, the whole point of this podcast is to build social equity, to help you build an asset. And like, okay, let's just break it down. Social. It's an adjective. It relates to society, an organization. In this case, I'm using it short for social media. Okay? Equity. We all kind of have this idea of what equity is, but I'm going to read you the definition. It's a noun. It's the value of limited shares issued by a company, and in this case, the value of an engaged online community. The value of limited shares that you get to have of people's attention on the internet. And you build this, and this is an asset for you, whether you are happily fucking married, or you are building your backup plan, or you are building your brand and you are young, or y'all know, I love women in their 50s, and I love working with women in their 50s because I love teaching them the things on social media. Like, they might be really good at health coaching, but they just need to tweak a few things with their branding, and then they can be so much more profitable or get so many more views, which leads to more profit. I don't know why you're building the social equity necessarily. Like, if you're listening to this, it might be because you want to directly earn revenue from building your personal brand like I do, or you want to support another revenue stream because people follow you, and maybe like your partner has like a more public persona, and so you need to have a very pristine social media presence that supports it, or maybe your business has a social media that is blowing up, but you need to have a presence and a personal brand that supports it. Like, this might not be your direct form of revenue, but how people perceive you means so much. So much. Like, I'm glad I can come on here and be honest and be like, look, people didn't perceive me as someone serious because I started social media with the goal of entertainment, with the goal of a reality show. I mean, just to be honest, what people saw of me and like didn't realize what they were seeing a few months ago when my content got really silly and sexy, that's because I had a reality show lined up with a major network, and not being a contestant on a reality show, but actually having my own show. So I was giving that network what they wanted to see. And in the process, I sacrificed some of my personal brand. Never again. Never again. But I want you to know that everything I've done, although there have been mistakes, they've been strategic. They've been very strategic. When I was entertaining on social media, I was actually building the brands of my ex or other brands that I was working with. I've been writing scripts for brands commercials, and I've been managing personal brands of female CEOs and helping them go from 1,000 TikTok followers to 4,000 overnight. That's insane. 4,500% increase in reach with organic posts on Instagram. These are the things I've been able to do with my clients because I know what I'm good at now. And I know that I want to help people. And I know that I want to bring my light so radically into the world and not dim it down, not dumb it down to make any man look good or support someone else. I'm here to show up in the fullness of who I am. And so when you listen to this podcast, when you tune into social equity, I want you to know that I'm here to encourage you to show up in the fullness of who you are. I'm going to challenge you with mindset, and that building social equity is so much more than social media. This is how people view you in society. This is if people take you serious or not. This is if people trust you, believe you, buy from you because of what you put on the internet. This is how people look at you in real life because of what's on the internet. And I know better than anyone else how important that is because of the pitfalls I've made and because of the way I've been able to step up and polish and shift. I want to help you do this. So if there's something in your life that you've never done before, whether it's your personal brand or it's leaving a relationship or it's leaving a job you don't like, whatever that is for you, the thing, just booking a sublet and moving the fuck away because you need to get out of town, like whatever it is for you, you know what it is, leaving a boyfriend, leaving a girlfriend. You know what it is. It's pinging in your heart right now, that thing. You might want to even turn the podcast off because you're thinking about it. You're like, shit, this is triggering to me. And whatever it is, you know it already. I'm not shocking you. I'm not telling you something you don't know. I'm pointing you back to yourself. Listen to yourself. You either do the thing or you die knowing you didn't. You either love who you love or you die knowing you didn't. You either do what you love or you die knowing you didn't. You either help people by doing what you love or you die knowing you didn't. That's it. That's what it comes down to. And every moment you delay yourself of that gratification, you delay your soul of what it was intended to do on this planet, you're going to feel dis-ease. You will. That's why you feel lethargic. That's why you feel depressed. That's why you don't feel like yourself sometimes, because you're not. Because you're suppressing yourself, because you're not being her. You are already her, and she is trying to come out. The person that your little girl self thought she could grow up and be, and she got knocked down and knocked down and knocked down and pushed down and pushed down and pushed down, and eventually you quit listening to her, but she's still in there. She's still in there crying, being like, when? When will you live for you? When will you choose yourself? When will you invest in yourself? I had to do some scary things when I decided to change my whole life. I've invested in coaching, because how could I be a coach without having good coaches? I've invested in technology for my business to be able to support our clients. I have invested in new clothes. I love to show up and dress a certain way and show up in that rich bitch energy. And guess what? That's an investment. I've invested in the food I eat, the kind of places I go, the kind of places I work out, the kind of places I have a drink. I've changed my life because every decision I show up as her. Every day I post, I show up, I build my personal brand. And some people might think that's aggressive, and that it's crazy, and that it's delusional. But guess what? Being delusional and knowing that you're worthy, delusional to the world, not to yourself, but knowing you're worthy of so much more requires stepping every step, every day, stepping up, stepping up, stepping up, stepping up, stepping up, stepping up. And I want to help you. I want to help you do it whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, sis. Like the show notes, you can apply to work with me. I mean, yeah, I'm doing something different than before, but not that much. Because at the end of the day, helping people with social media, which is the thing that I'm good at, like pat myself on the back, toot my own horn. I'm a wizard. But more importantly, it's the mindset behind it. That is what makes the wizardry happen. That is what makes the magic happen. And if you're ready to shift into that mindset and not settle, not deny yourself what you actually want, and leverage the power of having a personal brand, I'd be honored to work with you. But first, apply. The link is in the bio. I'm only accepting up to 3, maybe, depending on the month, 4 VIP clients that I work with pretty much daily that get access to me, on-demand coaching, which is kind of crazy to say, but yeah, on-demand help. So when you feel inspired to create and you've got a burning question, I can help you. So you're not just sitting there trying to figure out how to do something and learning, consuming all of this content and courses, but not implementing it. I'm there to help you implement it daily. This is so different than any coaching program I've ever seen, because you're not just buying into something and then I don't check in on you, or we check in once a week. That's not how this is going to work. When you work with me, we have weekly meetings, and I'm there. I am there for you, truly. You've got a coach in your pocket, and we're going to polish that personal brand. And you can literally not know how to record a video, and I can start with you. I can work with you. I can teach you. Women, I know so many of you who listen to this, you've been successful in the corporate world, or you've had your own business and you're tired of doing it. Or maybe you're semi-retired and you're like, but I have purpose. I have something to share. I'm speaking to you. I can work with you whether you understand what TikTok is at all or not. I can coach you into your own personal power. Back to yourself. Back to yourself. So let's go back to you right now. I want you to think, because sometimes I listen to things and I kind of like let it go. Like my brain just like farts at the end of it. Okay. What do you know that your soul longs to do, accomplish, see, be, that you're denying yourself? That you know that you keep saying one day you'll do it, but you haven't yet. So perhaps you'll just die knowing your truth, but never living it. I know that's harsh. But I'm telling you one day, and this could be the day, and I pray it's the day, you literally feel the vibes right now wherever you're at and say, fuck it. And if you needed to leave, you go get an apartment. If you need to leave someone, you go get an apartment. If you need to build your business, you invest in the coaching or the technology or the next level. You hire the person you need to help you in your business. I hope today is the day you go, fuck it. I wanted to move to California. I'm moving to California. Gosh darn it. Whatever it is for you, you're worthy of that desire. And if you keep denying yourself that desire, you will continue to feel dis-ease. Dis-ease. And there is so much abundance, ease, joy, peace available to us if only we would walk the path intended for us. And that's all. What a good first episode. At least I thought it was good. I'm preaching to myself right now, because every day, no matter how much I've overcome, no matter how much I've accomplished, no matter how much money I've made in this past year, which I'm just like, whoa, good Lord, sweet baby Jesus, how did I do that? Well, I did it because I took steps. No matter how much I've achieved, I can listen to this episode and go, let's go for the gold. What else is there? What else did little Sophia want that she didn't get yet? Because we're going to get it. Because we're not playing small, because we're fucking done not knowing our potential and dimming our lights. We're done. Say it with me. If you're in your car by yourself, if you're putting on your makeup in your bathroom, if you're washing your face, if you're cleaning the house, I just want you to stop for a moment and just go, I'm fucking done. I'm doing it. And you know what it is. You know exactly what it is for you. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a 5-star review, a kind review. Look at the show notes. That's all the ways that you can get in touch with me more. I have an ebook that I'm so excited to share with you. It is such a delight because I get so many books. I read so many books, and I get partway through sometimes, and I don't always finish them. And the truth is, there's a million books out there about manifesting, but my ebook makes it really simple. It's 11 pages. It will help you get clear and get what you want. So if you enjoyed this episode, this would be a great follow-up, and it's totally free, totally 100% free. You can download this ebook in the show notes. It's called How to Get What You Want, a Mindset Cheat Sheet by me, Sophia Spallino. And it's a cheat sheet, y'all. It's 11 pages. When I tell you I've read like so many books and listened to so many podcasts on manifestation, and I really just sat with myself. I think I wrote this book in 2 nights. Like I sat with myself and I was like, if I had to explain this to someone who's never understood it before, but they only had like one day to really understand how this all works so they could get what they want, how would I break it down? And I did. I put it in one book, 11 pages. There is no excuses. The link is in not the bio. The link is in the show notes, and it's totally 100% free. Okay? No excuses. No excuses. You know what? People who make changes in their life, they grab onto every piece of free content they can. They implement it, and then they invest. They invest in themselves. They take action on what they read. And in this book, you'll be able to journal. And it will give you the steps to take action. So I'm leaving this podcast going, I believe in you. Do you believe in you? Do you want to actually go get what you want? Because how to get what you want is a simple decision. A simple decision. Ooh, I love this. I just got a notification. I set these all the time. And it says, for everything I spend, 10 times more comes in with like a little money tongue emoji. And I don't know. Someone needs to hear that right now. If you need a mantra, I don't know. It popped up for a reason right now because my phone's on Do Not Disturb. It shouldn't be making noise, but for everything I spend, 10 times more comes in. Say it with me. For everything I spend, for everything I invest, 10 times more comes in. Well, I guess that's what the universe wanted to leave you with today. Thank you for listening, and go out and build your social equity. You are worthy. I'm Sophia Spallino, the host of Social Equity. Thanks for listening to the podcast and sharing it with your friends. If you got value from this episode, be sure to subscribe and listen to more episodes about mastering your entrepreneur mindset, making more money with your personal brand, manifesting your dream social media audience, and living a life doing what you love, like truly love every day. And if you love the show but don't know who I am or why you could take my advice to heart and implement my strategies and tips, allow me to introduce myself. I am a social media coach and agency founder. I have spent over 8 years in the social media space and amassed over 333,000 followers across platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as hosting a top charting podcast. I am not gatekeeping the goods. I want to share my tips to help you build social equity. What's social equity? It's a little term I coined. Let's break it down. Social, in this case, short for social media. Equity, the value of an engaged online community, an asset you are building for yourself. I love helping women build social equity and watching you unapologetically take up space online and leverage your personal brand to directly earn revenue or support another revenue stream. Yes, you can strategically attract people who love to follow you on social media, believe what you say, and love to buy from you. If you're ready to stop hitting walls, take inspired action, and manifest social media success, there are 2 ways to work with me. You can hire me as your personal coach or work with me and my agency. If you want to learn how to make strategic, beautiful content and grow your brand, you can do it. I can teach you. Join my one-on-one, on-demand coaching support program to get access to me and social media lessons in real time. When you're inspired, at your own pace, I am a text away. Plus, you'll get weekly Zoom lessons. Whether you're a novice at creating or need strategic support overcoming a plateau, I can help you level up your mindset and personal brand. Apply for VIP access in the show notes. You can also book a single session if you started your personal or business social media journey and just feel stuck. Now, if you don't have time to make strategic, beautiful content, but you know you need to have a pristine social media presence, me and my team of social media stylists at Legacy the Agency can do it for you with excellence. As a perfectionist, I've had trouble letting go of doing everything myself, and I can promise you, you will scale faster and achieve so much more if you hire the right people. We are the right people, and we do things with excellence. Learn how Legacy the Agency works by going to legacytheagency.com or by visiting the link in the show notes. When you do that, you can book a clarity call on legacytheagency.com, and that will include a social media audit of what you currently have going on. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Sophia Spallino. And lastly, if you feel yourself come alive and get excited to take radical responsibility for building your social equity, share the show with a friend and leave a 5-star rating and kind review wherever you listen to podcasts. Because with a positive mindset and a personal brand, I believe all things are possible. So get up and go get what you want.